Beautifully glazed hot smoked salmon. I bet you think you can't make hot smoked salmon at home, but I'm telling you, you can. And you don't even need a special smoker. I'm just gonna use a wok and some pantry ingredients here. Let's do it, my friends. Let's make my celebration hot smoked salmon. One of the really surprising and not so traditional things to do in a wok is actually to smoke salmon. And I think this is so cool that you can smoke salmon without having a fancy smoker, without even having wood chips. So I'm just gonna use some simple pantry stuff. If you have a look here, I've just got some black loose tea. So that's one of our smoking ingredients, and some rice. And the rice kind of helps to regulate the temperature so things don't get too hot in the wok, because you're gonna have sugar that burns. This is the brown sugar. So it does burn, but it does give you that smokiness, but I don't want it to be too smoky and burnt, if you know what I mean. So the rice kind of helps with that. And then we have spices. So I've got Szechuan peppercorns, star anise, and that, my friends, is your smoking mix. The second part of this technique involves a little bit of crafting with some aluminium foil. So I want to make a little foil pouch here. Fold that over, pour this into the center, and then you want to fold this into a little packet. All right, so you start off with your wok set up here, and what I've got inside is a sort of a cake rack. I kind of bent the sides a little bit to kind of fit it nicely into my wok here. So I'm going to use that to perch my salmon on while it smokes. But before we get to that, I just need to do a little bit of preparation here. Now, the burnt sugar in our smoking mix will be a disaster if you get it on your wok. So to make sure that doesn't happen, line everything with foil. So now we grab the smoking mix, it's our little packet here, pop it inside. I always feel like I'm making like a child's school experiment at this point, but it will be beautiful in the end, hold on. So this goes in over the top. And now I have this really beautiful piece of salmon here. I've asked the fishmonger for like a whole side, and then I trimmed up a piece here that will fit snugly into my wok. So that's another key thing. Make sure the fish will fit into your wok. I'm just going to cut this baking paper, and now this will fit beautifully right in here, sitting on the baking paper, because fish skin and metal don't mix. That is a very messy thing. You will not get the fish off it. So you want to have some extra protection here. Okay, so I've got some smoke happening here. I can actually smell a bit of that sugar starting to burn. So I think I'm going to pop my salmon in. Such a beautiful piece. Okay, so lid goes on, and you can see that extra little bit of foil kind of like snugly makes everything a bit more airtight. And then we just leave that for about 10 or 12 minutes. And when we come back, things will be looking a little bit different. While my salmon's doing its thing, I'm gonna make a really quick pickled cucumber. Fine slices here. Oops. They are literally running everywhere. Now just some sugar, vinegar, and some salt. These just need 20 or 30 minutes, and then the cucumber will be kind of like all pickled and sweet and salty. And then what you do is just drain them off and mix through a little bit of dill, a little bit of mint, just for like some herby freshness. My last little technique here for the salmon is to create a sticky sweet glaze that gets put on after it's been smoked. So I'm gonna go in here with some soy sauce, honey, and just a dash of dark soy sauce. Okay, so at this point I can smell that things are going on in here. It's not too smoky though, so this is doable inside. Just make sure at this point you probably open up a few windows. This is where we get a bit of smoke, so let's have a look. So at this point, our salmon has a really lovely caramel spiced kind of flavor to it, but I don't think it's really quite dressed for the party yet, which is why I have my glaze, because I want this to be beautiful and dark and mahogany colored on the top. So I'm going to transfer this carefully and just blot the top here with a little bit of paper towel just to dry off any of those juices there. So I want to get a really nice caramelization going under the grill in a second. Take your glaze and just brush that over the top. And this is really relatively simple to make, and what a show-stopping piece of salmon this will be. I'm so excited to show you guys. Okay, just a little bit of color there, a little bit of flavor and sweetness. So my salmon is now looking very beautiful. I love the color and it just looks so beautiful and happy. Love it. Okay, this is the tricky bit where I need to get it off the tray. Okay, onto my platter. So we're just doing the final dressing bits here, and I want to get some lemon and my cucumber. Few little sprigs of dill here. Now the great thing about this salmon is that you can choose whether you want to serve it warm, or it is even fine served cold as well. So just really simple things, because the salmon itself looks so beautiful. And there we go, hot smoked salmon done without the tricky smoking ingredients and just some pantry items. Ah, look at that, it looks so impressive. I am really excited about getting in here and showing you what this looks like. So if you peel away some of that salmon, it looks so good. I love that color difference, the mahogany on the top, beautiful pink through the center. Now let me grab a piece here. That is so beautiful. If you have never tried hot smoking your own salmon at home, this will be life-changing. I mean, I can taste this beautiful kind of like caramelly sugar, almost just burnt sugar flavor like through the salmon. It's almost like it's been kind of candied a little bit with that glaze as well. Oh, it's so good. Honestly, it's so impressive. I mean, your friend's gonna be like, whoa, you did that? That's what I like about it. Oh, so good.